The company itself has a technology team with about 200 man-year experience and with about 100 years international. So we are a bit of a top-heavy company because the technologies we are talking about are a little bit complex, both in hardware and software. So we have expertise all the way from hardware design, embedded systems, communications, enterprise software, big data, and also integration in the field, and also integration with different kind of softwares that is required for smart grids and such. So in terms of our deployments, our smart grid deployment has started off with Power Grid Corporation. There was a consortium that is set up for Pondicherry Smart City that they have set up, and we were part of it along with ABB, Alstom, GE, TCS, Infosys and all. And we have deployed in Pondicherry, integrating with about 10 different meter companies, which is something that was not done earlier, and that was a big requirement set by Sam Pitroda and Smart Grid Task Force in India. And as a result of that experience, we have received a new order with Tata Power, where we are doing a smart grid project, AMR AMI, using L&T meters, 20,000 meters. And also we are into solar plants, where we are providing plant monitoring solutions. Now we are deploying into 60 megawatts, out of which 20 megawatts is already done and 40 megawatts is in progress. And these are across multiple states, right? Telangana, Orissa, Gujarat, and also Tamil Nadu. Now we have about 200 megawatts of projects where we will be providing the monitoring solutions, working with the likes of ABB, Schneider, SMA, Bonfilioli, pretty much every industry major in the solar field. And in buildings, we have been providing building energy management systems, and all the way from commercial buildings to entire campus, and also in data centers in large telcos. And what we have deployed so far in the last few years is we have built complete energy monitoring for the campus of BHEL Ramchandrapuram. As an esteemed guest, Mr. Gupta is here, and who is the DGM in the BHEL, and he can talk a little bit about it in a bit of time. Okay, and also in BSNL we have done for data centers, and in commercial buildings such as Westin hotels and all. So we have a good pipeline here. Now what we are seeing is some of these solutions are getting integrated for urban microgrids. Now what is a microgrid? Because the buildings today have multiple energy sources, right? About 20 years ago, all you had was a house or a building with just a grid, and slowly the diesel generator was added. Now slowly the inverters are getting added with the battery storage, right? Now the rooftop solar and the commercial buildings like what we have here, they're actually purchasing power from in open access or from remote solar plants and so on. So each customer has to work with multiple energy sources, and how they manage those energy sources and also the energy consumption for most cost effective way is what the trick is going to be, and that is where the microgrids are. And we also deployed one of the first partial microgrid with Cyrus Solar, and they have a microgrid solution where we did the electronic part of it, and this is right here in Hyderabad, and it has a lot of future in going forward, because the utilities in India have their own balance sheets and profits and losses and all, and they are actually not much in cash positive. So it is more probable that more and more companies and organizations and campuses will go towards microgrids. Now when you say microgrid, it doesn't mean we disconnect from the grid, but we use grid as one of the sources and also compensate and use other sources most efficiently, and we provide the electronic systems for monitoring and also management for that. So again, the general case is that the demand is increasing, the losses are mounting, and the sources are changing for all the utilities and also for the customers. If you look at any CPDCL or transcos, earlier they used to have these large plants like from Kottagudem or Srisalam Dam, and they could actually look at what the generation was. Now what they have is a problem with distributed energy sources, Very soon, if they allow these rooftop to go on, pretty much they'll have hundreds or even thousands of energy sources, and each has its own variation, right? If you have solar, unless you store it somewhere, you cannot use it at night. And wind, it has its own seasonality. Like this, you have to integrate all of them together. Now, same thing, buildings also need a lot of advanced management systems. So this is where NeoSilica is coming. The hardware that we're deploying is built on Internet of Things. This is the hardware that we have designed and built right here in India, right here in Hyderabad, along with cloud and big data. This is the forward-looking architecture that is going to be highly scalable and integrable. So if you take a smart city, I think many of people, everybody asks about smart city. Now, smart city is not just about the biggest buildings in the metro rail. If that is the case, then what our Finance Minister Jaitley has allocated 70 crores per smart city would never be adequate. So it is actually about getting instrumented. That is, you need to have more sensors, more cameras, more meters to actually monitor, all the way from a smart meter to monitor the energy, to water, right? To water and to everything, and your traffic. All the way to traffic, right? Traffic cameras. All these, they're going to be more and more sensors in smart city. Whether the entire city gets 100% instrumented or not, that is not the problem. It is always a percentage adoption. Today, you can say even Hyderabad is 20% smart, or 30% or 40% smart. Even a place like Warangal is probably 10% smart, because they do have communications. All that you need is a way to put data on this communication platform, and you need interconnection, networking, lot of networks all working together within a city. And then you need to have all data centralized into central systems, either it is a cloud or data center, so that the purpose of smart city is primarily to make decision making easier, so that the entire city can be running efficiently. All the way from the top decision makers like the Chief Minister of a state, or the CMD of an organization like Transco or anyone, and to the operations people from their iPad or in a control room with many monitors, to bottom up the citizens, where you also will have access to the same information, and where you can take decisions and you can have integrated services at your finger touch from your smartphone. That is what smart city is about. It's not just about the tallest buildings and all. And today we do have parts of this, right? Every city today has a percentage smartness built in. Now what we need is expanding on this. So what NeoSilica has is, we have smart energy, that is solar based monitoring solutions, smart grid and smart buildings. We have a lot of details into this. Now, any questions so far? Any questions? What I'd like to see is, when it comes to let's say buildings, for smart buildings, we actually have brought energy savings just by monitoring up to 10% energy savings. If you have a detailed real-time energy monitoring with information analysis and alerts in buildings, you can actually have savings up to 10%, right? Now, if you have automation or management, you can have savings up to 30% or more, depending on the actual savings opportunity, right? That is what we do, just with energy. Now, same thing what we do in building is for all other sources. We can do the entire building monitoring and management. Now at the same time, for the purpose of solving the specific problem in that building. Is it energy saving that's important? Or in a place like BSNL data center, is it that they need to maintain the temperature settings in the data center within a certain range? So each case is different. So we had to customize, or we had to adapt to the actual requirement of the customer. Now, compared to the most other solutions you have in the market, we are the most flexible, because we're mostly driven and configured by software.